Some hard times with LeBron out with a groin strain. LA blew a 15-point lead and lost to that Nets team last night. Luka Doncic had a triple-dub to lead a lineup that was missing 3 more regulars, but J.J. Redick wasn't making excuses. Listen to this.
We just wanted to take shortcuts. Too many. Yeah, they scored 20 points on us gambling. They had 16 offensive rebounds. We ball watched all night. We said no dare shots. I'll go through it. They probably made 6, 7 uncontested threes. Just shortcuts. You want to be a good team, you want to win in the NBA, you got to do the hard stuff. We couldn't even pass to each other. We couldn't enter our offense. Running ball screens literally at half court. Yeah, that's going to end up in a turnover. I don't know what we're doing.
Always love JJ Unplugged there. Wendy, starting Thursday, the Lakers, they're going to play 6 games in 8 days without their superstar in LeBron. You heard JJ, no excuses. So what does this now banged-up team need to do until LeBron returns?
Yeah, so this is what JJ is really talking about, is the focusing on the details. They don't have the margin for error that they had during that big, long win streak. And look, when you've won 20 out of 25 games, which is where they were going into Boston the other night, it's kind of hard to sell that your team needs to refocus and needs to tighten up. They don't have a choice here. You mentioned they're going into a back-to-back, which means that they've got 2 games day off, 2 games day off, 2 games day off. Even if they were fully healthy, they were probably going to have to rest their frontline guys in some of those games, and they were probably going to have some losses, which is why this loss hurt so much, because they needed this one. This is as close to a gimme win as you're going to have at Brooklyn in the situation where you do have rest. So what J.J. Redick is trying to prepare his team for is their effort level is going to be needed more, and they're also going to need more from Luka Doncic. Luka has played a few really good games, but he has not been the player that we know he can be. They don't have a margin for error anymore. So in addition to them keeping their details in line, they need Luka Doncic to have some big games over this next week and basically carry them to a victory or 2.
We saw the graphic, hardest remaining schedule the rest of the way here in the league. Lakers currently 3rd in the West and 3-2 without LeBron so far this season. Wendy, thank you so much.
What's the word I'm looking for? It just, when Stephen A is at the top of the list now. He's the #1 black sports media guy in the game. Well-deserved. Just signed a huge deal. So I think when he says things, it carries more weight. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he hasn't been the only one that said it. And let's keep it real. These kind of altercations have happened a lot in the past. Probably less during social media because people can kind of go to war of words. But when I first got in the league, if a writer or someone says some shit you didn't like, the next time you saw him, you were going to address that. And that's happened a lot. So that's something that's not too uncommon. But I just think my whole stance is LeBron has probably been the most scrutinized superstar in the history of sports, period. And I think he knew what he signed up for. Now, on the flip side, the father side, understanding Bronny's path to the league. Some people say he belongs. Some people say he doesn't belong. By the way, he's killing in the G League right now at 21, 5-5. NBA numbers have been very solid, but he's still young. He's still growing. Never in the history of the NBA has the 55th pick ever been this big of a deal. Ever. But I just think, again, when Stephen A says something, it hits different with some guys. And granted, could he have handled it a different way? And that's what you guys are saying. This was Bron, wanting everyone to see. And I didn't look at it that way at all. I just thought, as a father, he's seen the dude. It brought the rage up, and I'm gonna address that shit right where I'm at. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I'm at the airport. I'm at the game. I see him in LA live. I'm going to address it, and I think that's how I kind of took the situation. But I just think at the end of the day, people have to understand, man, like, again, LeBron signed up for this. He's the face of the league. He's worn the cape for a long time, and he's been scrutinized heavily. Whether he deserves it or not is up to the people scrutinizing. But it's different, man, when you have your kids and your children.
Well, I know one thing. I'm never talking about Bronny disrespectfully again.
Because he might slap the shit out of you. But you said a few things in this area about Bronny.
But I was in a dark place during that time.
Okay.
So, we were in 10th place, 10th place. You know how it goes. But Bronny, man, I want you in the game. Let's be successful. Let's get you in the game, man. Let's go, man.
Whoa,
Come on, Bronny.
Who is this?
Let's do it, man. Let's get his jersey around here.
So you're trying to say LeBron checking Stephen A shook you?
Yeah, but I thought you said they can't whoop us.
They can't whoop me.
Oh no! Oh, it's like I thought it was all the smoke.
But I wasn't talking bad about Bronny. Yeah,
my dog. No, I love you, Bronny, man. I hope the best for you, though.
No,
bro.
it's just a tough situation.
Yeah.
And again, I think there's a blowover, but I just think people have to take a step back again. I mean, yeah, we get paid a lot of money for you to be able to say whatever you want, but talking about our kids is different, whether our kids are pros or not pros. I would always take offense to it, and people already know how I move. Some of my crew asked me earlier what would I have done, and you guys already know what time I'm on.
You on, baby.
You already know what kind of time I'm
yes,
on.
indeed.
So again, love Stephen A. Don't always agree with what he says, and again, he's not the only person that is criticized or critiqued. There's been a lot of noise around Bronny, and I think I salute Bronny for not really flashing back. He said a few things here and there, but to have the world always talking shit about you at 19, 20 years old cannot be easy.
Right,
and
right.
I think his dad's kind of prepped him for the mental toughness it's going to take to succeed in this league. But again, man, wish them the best. Wish Bronny the best still. But let's move on to your Lakers. These boys have been looking solid. 8 out of the last 10, 16 and 4 in their last 20, Nate?
I noticed you guys didn't have me on during that stretch because me happy is bad for business around here, apparently. So come on, let's go.
15 games, they're number 1 in the league in defense.
Man.
In Luka's 11 games, they're number 3. They're 13 overall. These guys are playing with a new energy. Luka has taken a huge load off LeBron. You and Ray, in particular, who's sitting behind the camera, were real Luka haters.
Oh yeah.
Has your opinion changed at all?
Absolutely, 100%. But let's be honest. I never hated on Luka before he put on our uniform.
Right, but you still hate it though.
A little bit.
If you want to tell him sorry, you could tell him right there in that camera.
Not yet. Let's hold tight on
Okay.
that. Okay. Let's get through this next 10 days. Okay. Because 10 days is aggressive. Okay. So, but yeah, I was wrong about Luka. He makes us look good. He's giving LeBron a break.
Huge
which is
break.
the biggest thing for us right now.
Huge break. I love that Bron can go to the bench now for extended amounts of time. I love that LeBron defers to Luka pretty much the whole entire game until the fourth quarter, so he can save his energy. We've seen spurts of Bron in the third and fourth quarters. It looks like it's a few years ago, like where he's taking off on people late in the game. I think this Luka experiment has been extremely successful up to this point. Obviously, the goal for the Lakers is always to win rings, but I think they put themselves in a position to possibly come out of the West now.
And right now.
Come out of the West. They got to be healthy. I think they got a little reality check with Boston. I think Boston ran the shit out of them in the first half, and you saw their legs get a little tired in the second half. Bad news, Bron growing. 40, how old is he, 41? 40 years old and a strain growing, and we're about 6 weeks from the playoffs. What are Laker fans thinking, and what's your level of concern with Bron's injury?
I think we want to step back right now. I mean, it couldn't have happened at a perfect time. Let's see if Luka can hold it down, like while LeBron is gone. I mean, you guys were on my ass about talking about AR being untouchable, but now we kept you. Now it's time to step up big now. So am I optimistic about it? Yeah, I am.
I like the pieces this team has had. I mean, I think Connect is playing with the chip on his shoulder.